Hello YouTubers. In this video we're going to be repairing the door panel on the inside of the door. As you know, you have one of these, most of it's plastic, except one bit right here, which is vinyl-ish, and it's coming apart. So I'm not the one that wants to duct tape things or stuff like that, so I bought new material and I'll show you what we got. So I thought I had recorded my parts that I bought from Amazon, but this was just cheap vinyl, replacing cheap vinyl, and found it on Amazon. Nothing special about it. Let's get it installed. In order to take the door apart, what we need are 3 tools, I think. Phillips head, flathead, and a pry tool. I think that's all we're going to need on this. The first thing we want to do is to pull this panel here off. I can do it while I'm on the fly. Without tearing stuff up. This car has blind spots. Okay, let me take that off. Since this is a blind spot light, is all it is, it doesn't want to willingly come loose, so I'm just going to unscrew it from the housing. The next thing we want to do is to pry this panel here out. You see there's a pry piece that allows us to do that. Hopefully that was caught on tape. We're going to grab those 2 screws out. We're going to grab that screw there out. So there are no more bolts holding this on. The next thing we're going to do is to pull the panel, and hard. There we go. All I'm doing is pulling. So let me finish pulling the rest of the way, and we'll lift this thing out. The next thing we want to grab is this panel here up. Use my pry tool. If I can do it one-handed, that would be great. Pry it up. All right. In order to undo this, it was locked in. You have to push down on that pin and pull this towards you, like that. The next thing we want to grab is that right there. That's great. Right here's the back of the door handle. Back of the door handle. Next thing we want to do, position my phone, we're going to push in on these tabs here. The door handle should come free. Do this one-handed. Door handle is out. Next thing we want to do is our light. Door panel is free. So first thing I think we want to do is to take out the door handle piece where you put your hand down in there. Let's take that out first, because there could be screws here. Obviously here's our panel screwed in, so I don't think it'll hurt to take that out. It just unscrews right out, pops right out, no questions, no aggravation at all. And it does reveal more screws. So, all right, let's follow your line, and let's get those screws out. So as I look at this, I see a push pin here. Hopefully that does something. I see one right here. There we go, coming loose already. This door's laying on it. Voila. So, here's our panel. We're gonna have to take this off in order to do our job. We're gonna use this as a reference. So let's peel this thing back and get it off the plastic. So all I'm going to do is this. Nothing more, nothing less. Take a picture of that. How that's all garbled up in there. That's how ours will be as well when we're done. And it just goes back. No big science. So one thing I've noticed taking this apart is that it is stitched from the factory at this point in the back corner, and the replacement doesn't have it. So we could end up with a garbled mess down at the bottom. We'll just have to deal with it. Let's do it the best we can. So I brought it inside so that I could find a big enough flat surface to lay it on to match it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my time and draw a line around it with a pen. I'm just going to trace it. I'm not going to cut the dashes yet or anything like that. I just want to get the basic outline of what we're doing, cutting away all this other stuff. So before I began that tracing, I wanted to find out, is it even worthwhile doing that? And if you see here, there's a chase. That line there is where this line goes. It tells you where that needs to be in space. Now, when you go to fold this over, there's way too much material, and you're gonna have to cut it anyway. So we may as well get as close as we can to that one. Let's set it back up one more time, trace it out onto the part, and make our cuts. There's our pattern. Let's get that cut out. Here are notches where slits were and how far they went in. So here's our panel all cut out. All our little notches. Everything good to go. Now, what we're going to do, according to the instructions on the glue, we're going to spray both this and this with the glue. And what's really going to stick is the glue. The glue is going to stick to the glue. So we want it on here, and then we're going to put it on here. And I'm only worried about from here down. I'm not worried about the back side yet. I'm not worried about doing the top. I'm going to hold this up while spraying the glue right here so that I don't get it where I don't want it. Since I don't want to glue the back side of the panel yet, my thought is I think I'm going to put Scotch tape over this line so that I don't get glue where I don't want it yet. We'll see. Okay, I'm taped where I want to be taped, and I'm not taped where I don't want to be. Don't know if that shows up. So the first thing I'm going to do is shake well. I've already done. Spray here. Wonderful. All right, let's give it a shot. Probably should be wearing gloves if you were a smart person. Wonderful. Only if you were smart. As you can tell, I am not. I just want to get it to seat in the you get something to mash it in there real good. So now, what I want to do is this back side here. So I'm going to spray that and this channel here this channel here and this, and let's fold it over. I'm just going to fit it over. Okay, so the panel is on the bottom, lined up with the line. Next, we're going to glue both sides of this. Okay, the panel is glued up. It's not cleaned up, but it's glued up. Everything's in. Sorry for the very poor lighting. It's my fault, but doing the best I can. Anyway, it's glued up, tacked up, everything's in place. Make sure you center it correctly when you go to put it on, but other than that, it should be pretty straightforward process. So again, I'm going to go put this on the car, on the panel, on the door panel out in the garage, just so it can help apply pressure around the edges overnight. Okay, the panel is attached to the panel. I've already put back in the handrest area. It's pretty good. You know, I'm not a seamstress or upholsterer. Not an upholsterer. So YouTubers, the panel is back in, the door panel is back on the car, and it doesn't look too awful bad. You know, it doesn't look factory original, no, but who's gonna notice this when it comes down to it? People who open up the door will never notice anything ever took place. So if you like the video, like the video.